Hello, hello. Alrighty, are we getting some sound now in Facebook? Charity, let me know. Nick, let me know. Are you guys now hearing me in the Facebook group? Because I know you guys are my Facebook family. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those in TikTok, I know that you guys should be able to hear me just fine. If you guys can, there is a link in the bottom. It should be a designer book. If not, I'm going to share my link tree link in the comment section for you guys. And what we're going to be going over a little bit is a ebook or flip book rather that I have created of a great couple of jobs that are actually available to you guys. So I'm actually going to pull that up. It is going to be the link that says, oh, the work from home ebook. Does everybody kind of see that? For my folks that are in TikTok, that is going to be that link, CenturyLink, and we are actually going to go over a couple of those great job leads. I know that sometimes we get job leads and we kind of have a difficulty maybe understanding some of the work from home lingo. I get that a lot too. I get a lot of direct messages, y'all, of people maybe having a bit of difficulty in trying to understand. Well, it says that they're looking for somebody in Texas. Not really. Sometimes they are just wording it a little bit funny, and you are able to apply and go ahead and get that particular position. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you for just a few seconds. And this is what that particular ebook actually looks like. If you guys are unaware, this is what that ebook looks like. It does have a downloadable link at the bottom. You should see something that says download, and you actually can take this PDF and you can pass it over to your friends and your family. My Facebook user, I see you and I see a heart. And so that means you got to know me. And hello, how are you? Thank you for joining the live tonight. So in that particular ebook, it does going to have about 100 different jobs that are just posted in the last 15 days for the month of November. And they've got some amazing opportunities there that a lot of people do not take the chance and kind of get an understanding of, right? So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take this book and we are actually going to kind of dissect it a little bit. It is a definitely, it's about 13 pages of it, and you can actually kind of just flip through it. It even makes a paper noise. And some of them, they do have the listing of salaries on them. Some of them do not. As you know, most of you guys have worked from home or applied from a work from home position. Some companies, they just do not give you that information, and that is perfectly fine. But you should be able to get this particular book using that link tree design. Sounds about fair. All righty. All right, going into the first job, it is going to be Robert Half's customer service position. As you see, these particular roles are linkable in the book, so you do not have to worry about that. You actually can be able to see those. I'm actually going to go ahead and share my tab for that one in particular. And let me know if you guys can see this perfectly fine on your screen. If you need me to make it a little bit bigger, I can do that as well. So Robert Half is a company that we've heard a lot about in the last couple years. Matter of fact, they kind of more or less, I call them a pandemic company, right? Because all of a sudden they made this mad dash for work from home folks. But it's okay because they're actually paying $17 per hour. Some of their roles, they're actually paying a little bit more, and you can see them listed on the side below. But this is going to be a phone job. This is going to make you have 2 years of experience on the phones. You do have to have a previous healthcare experience. Now, that is not as bad as you think it is. A lot of people say, well, does that mean that I've got to be a nurse or worked in a hospital? No, not in particular. So if you worked for a call center job before, and you've had to maybe answer some type of health questions or something of that particular nature, you would actually be able to apply for this particular role. And as you can see, you are able to go ahead and you are able to apply for this particular position. And this is opening for all US opens, and they do not have a restriction on what city and state can actually apply for this particular role. So you can go ahead and apply. I'm going to drop this link in case you do not want to download the book, but you prefer to just go to this particular job. That is perfectly fine. I am going to drop that in the comment section below. And for some reason, you're only seeing it in Facebook, despite the fact that I've got it in the Facebook group. So I won't drop it in the loop. Just make sure that you download the book, and those jobs are going to be readily accessible in that particular one. So you do have to meet call metrics for this particular position. So they are going to be gruesome about that. It does seem like Robert Half is going to be one of those call centers that are going to be back to back to back to back to back. And in TikTok, let me comment that particular role as well. Oh, you're going to have to download that link in the comment section. Does anybody have any questions about the Robert Half talent solution? And guys, they are more or less a contact center. So they are hiring for someone in particular. I do not believe that they're the ones that are hiring directly. So that is something to keep in mind when you're looking at these particular roles. So you may not have the benefit that you are going to get if you work for someone directly. Let's say, for example, if you work for United Healthcare directly, there are some benefits that you're going to exceedingly get other than the ones that you're going to get if you are working for maybe like a staffing agency. Okay. So going over into the next one at this particular point, you'll see Ken's Insurance. This is a claim support role. We're going to go ahead and click that one and share that particular tab with you as well. And kind of going on, I know. Definitely share the live with your friends and family who may not have it. You can even download this particular book and provide that and send that to them. That is perfectly fine as well. I've got about 100 jobs in this particular link, so you definitely can send that over as well. So Ken Insurance is kind of a company that is kind of in the Chicago area. They are now working from home as well. This one, they don't really give too much information. They do say that what's so funny is in the job description, they say in the event of a catastrophe, mandatory overtime may be necessary due to high claim volume. That's almost a definite, right? So there, that means any kind of hurricane, any kind of flooding, you're going to receive all of those inbound calls because they are the ones that are going to be actually getting all of those particular claims. Now, one thing about working for an insurance company is that you always get great benefits. So anybody in like the health sector, whether it's insurance, a healthcare company, you're always going to get great health benefits, and this is not going to be any particular different. So this one is also the number 2 on that particular role. So definitely click the link and apply for that particular role as well. Going back to our book, as you can see, all of these are actually highlighted. I think this company is called Anova International. And one of the things that, guys, this is something that I want you guys to understand and look at too. You may not be able to see it on your screen. This job is actually no longer open. Now, I did confirm all of my links this morning, guys. And for some particular role, this particular opening is now closed. And you're going to see that a lot more frequently now because everybody and their mom, since the pandemic, is wanting to work from home. So you're not going to get as many openings that we have as before. So we are having more. And now when I say we, folks who actually present this information to you are having to kind of work double time because some of the prominent positions are actually closing. So that particular role we won't be able to review just because that one is actually closed. But that is okay because we've got another one, and that is the American Red Cross. This one was posted about 8 days ago. This one is not really on a lot of the smaller blogs or the new beginners out there. It's not on their radar, just because it is kind of a big company that a lot of people wouldn't think that the American Red Cross would actually allow you to work from home, right? But they do. They actually are allowing you to work from home. So, with this particular position, you understand that what the American Red Cross does. I think every American understands that. And what will happen is you will actually be assisting people. So, you will actually contact blood donors by telephone using a dollar system to get them to donate blood. You'll schedule appointments for them. You'll go through all of their scripting to make sure that they have an understanding of what they're doing as a donor. You will also maintain production standards. You'll transfer those calls to anybody that you need to, as far as if there's an appropriate party that he needs to be transferred to. They do not list any of their salaries, but guys, this is one of those roles that I would say, because they are a national company, I would say that you're probably looking at anything beyond like 16, $17. They do not tell you exactly where they are wanting you to be located at. The only thing that they do give you is that this is a remote position and you must live in the Tucson area. Okay, that means that you also must be able to go there in their local call center. And that's just something new that they actually have started to do. Over the years, we saw that Red Cross is kind of wanting you to kind of be in their hub area. Okay. So this is for my Tucson, Arizona folks. Do not feel left out. There are other job opportunities for everybody else. I even have some phone jobs, some non-phone jobs as well. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. This one is a little bit funny, and I'm going to explain to you why I thought this one was a funny particular role. This one is FNBO, which is the First National Bank of Omaha. They have 46 different locations that you actually can apply for. We're not going to go into those. The main usual suspects are not pretty much listed here, which is California. For my Californians, I do apologize. It's hard to find you guys a work from home job. And the reason being is that the amount of minimum wage in California is pretty much higher. Everybody is starting to get to that $15 an hour. California didn't play that. California said we're going to start at the top. Okay. But for my folks that are in New York, you guys are listed as being able to enjoy this opportunity. South Carolina, Georgia, New Mexico, Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Arkansas. I didn't list them all. I just did a few of them. You are able to apply for this particular role. Now, what makes this role a little bit interesting, and this one is that they will send you all of the latest Apple hardware, which we absolutely love. They even say, hey, we're going to send you a large 4K monitor. We absolutely love when you send us anything Apple. I just had to buy a new Apple MacBook. And let me just say, I wish that a company would have sent it to me, instead of me having to do that as well. When you see stuff as in-home office employee have a fancy machine, do not feel left out. That is, or that you cannot apply for this particular role. This one is just a notation for someone who may actually be in the office, and they kind of make note of that, where maybe some of the other companies don't necessarily make that announcement that you have to be in the area to enjoy their fancy coffee maker. Okay. But on the other side of this, what makes this particular role so interesting, and I want to make sure that I bring this to light, is here you see where they have a base pay. And there is a humongous gap in this particular base pay. There is a big jump from $46,000 to $74,000. Does anybody have an inclination of why there is such a humongous drop? Or there's a big humongous jump from $46,000 to $74,000. And I want you to know that the answer is not based upon experience. So why would this company, which is a bank in Omaha, allow you to work remote, but then they say that, hey, we're going to hire you from anything from $46,000 to $74,000? Can anybody tell me? The answer is quite simple. The answer is quite simple. The answer is it is based upon your location. Okay. I can't stress this enough. If you've been a virtual careers OG and you followed me for quite some time, you understand and note that in working from home, everybody pay changes. When I was a supervisor for a call center, you could live in Georgia and then you can live, your friend could live in South Carolina and you can actually be getting paid two different things. That's right, Nikki. It is based upon their location. Absolutely right. So I have a friend named Lou that lives in Georgia. Her pay would vary from my pay here in South Carolina because they're averaging that or they're basing that off of the minimum wage in each state. Okay, so each state has a required minimum that you have to stay under. And some companies, when they sign their legalities to be able to allow you to work in those particular state, have promised that they'll stay at a certain rate. So that's why you're seeing that big jump from 46,000 to 74,000. I would say people who are going to be living in New York are going to kind of hit more or less that 74,000, while people who in South Carolina may be hitting that 46. Now, does that necessarily mean that you need to move? Absolutely not. You also have to remember a few things, even excuse me, even with us going through what they consider to be a recession, the cost of living in both of those two states definitely varies. Here in South Carolina, I can get a nice, decent apartment for about $1,500. Where in New York City, I don't think that I could get a broom closet for $1,500 a month. So that is the difference. And that's why you see a fluctuation of pay. It's not any different than anybody else based upon what they assume the cost of living is for your area. That is what they pay you based upon. But other than this is actually a great role. They do say that you can be remote or on site as well, but this is a great role. So again, you would be answering all of their questions as far as banking in there, and you'll be a training specialist. So I'm going to say for this particular role, you do need a lot of experience as far as customer service. You want to make sure that you've had some others, and they do have some other remote openings if you've noticed that here. And they've got a credit card senior specialist, $18 an hour. When you guys are getting links, definitely look around and see some of those sidebars. And you may even see some other openings that may be available. A developer, full stacker, 47 different locations, product manager, senior compliance. This actually was posted today. So a lot of times you can look around and you can see that there are other positions. So maybe customer service may not be your thing, but marketing management maybe. You definitely want to click that link and apply. And that is going to be also listed in our book that I have provided to you guys today. So moving on, I'm sorry, guys, hold on. I messed and exit out of the wrong thing. Going over to the next particular opening, which would be Vitality. Vitally. Y'all don't get me to line. Okay. Do not get me to lying. This one is a good role too. And let me explain to you why this is a good role. I have been probably a manager, probably more than I'm willing to admit, because if I start telling you guys, you see I've done a lot in my little bit of life here. I probably have. Let's not cackle, right? So with this one, this is a customer service manager. Now they do ask that you be in Pacific Standard Time, which is okay. That's not a problem, but they just say that they're kind of looking for someone to be on that time. Now, does that generally disqualify you if you live on the East Coast? Not really. Not really. They just want you to understand, kind of sort of that they work on Pacific Standard Time. And so that's kind of what it is. But one of the things that I absolutely like about this role is it is a management position that starts in the six figures. So when you hear people say, oh, and you work from home and you only make $10 an hour, that's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. That's a big fat lie. So here is a work from home position that if you've got some management experience, you could be making well into the six figures. So this is definitely a position that you would actually want to apply for. Now, do not think that you're going to have the bare necessities and then you're going to be able to get into this particular role. This role does take a lot. Okay, it is a lot. It's a lot. One of the things that you don't see here is they don't seem to discourage anybody from applying. I think that you'd have a great opportunity to apply for this particular role. They even have an education stipend, a work from home stipend, which is fairly new with a lot of companies, a lot of unlimited PTO. With a minimum, we require you to take off. Please relax and recharge. They actually match your 401k just as you would if you were working in a brick and mortar location. They do give you a commission, which is 50% of your total. And again, these are things that they probably would go over when you actually work for this particular position. But this is actually a great role. So if you're looking for something that is going to be in the management particular area or customer service management, this is going to be a great role because you can start out at six figures. When a company starts you out at six figures, the sky is the limit, right? The sky is the limit. So definitely apply for this particular position. I may be butchering the company's name. I think it is a Vitally. Don't listen. Y'all know I butcher names for a living, right? So this is that particular role. And I keep stop sharing my screen. Hold on one second. Let me do it one more time. I promise I won't fail you guys on this one. Ooh, there we go. All righty. So we've done that. Notarize is looking for a customer support associate. Let me go ahead and get that one pulled up. And this one is a great company. I like it when a company, when you start applying for a particular role and they start to give you all of their, I guess, accolades is a better word, right? They start to give you all of their accolades in the job description, right? So we're the fastest growing company. We're number 114 on magazine and in the Indy 500. So they start to do all of those things. So this one is going to be a position that is going to be a mixture of chat, email, and phone based. So you may have a customer who may call in and you may have to reply to them via email or you may have to reply to them via chat, but they are going to allow you to be able to do all of those particular things. You're going to resolve all of their issues. You know, you're going to have all of that customer service experience that you're going to have that's going to assist you with that. Now, they work from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Saturday through Sunday, 8 a.m. through 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm pretty sure you're going to get a shift in between that particular role. And then also, with that being said, they do have all of these great benefits. Now, they do not list what their salary is. It's just that they tell you that they're going to be competitive in their pay. So if anybody works for them, let us know in the comment section of what their actual pay would be. I'm going to tell you this, a company this size, and they're saying that there are the list for the best remote places to work. They're going to start you out kind of probably in about the $18 range. And the reason being is that once they love titles, right? So they want to make sure that they're kind of keeping that particular title and where they're located at in the United States. I would say they would definitely be that one. So you said you want me to find you something that is a part-time that's work from home. Let's see if I've got something part-time in here. Hold on. I don't think I listed as part-time, so don't be mad at me if I did not. Let me see if I did or did not. Let's see. And when you say part-time, you're talking less than 30 hours or more like 20 hours. So I'm going to be completely transparent with you. If you are looking for something that is going to be part-time, I would tell you that you may want to go on the side of freelancing. Okay. And when I say freelancing, meaning that you are an independent contractor and you can kind of build your own schedule. So stuff such as Conduent, Live Ops, those folks are going to be the ones that you're going to actually want to go to because then you can go work part-time and then you can actually kind of go. But here is one that I did find for you. This is a patient experience agent. This is called First Stop Health, and they are hiring part-time. Now their schedule is anything between 24 and 30 hours per week. And with this particular role, you will work anything between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Central Time, and you'd actually be able to provide customer service for this role. You'll be taking intake processes and assisting customers with their needs. The only thing that they really ask for this particular role is that you actually have to have 2 years of experience in wiling the customer, and then all of your call center and medical experience. So this is absolutely a great job, and I love that their application process is not that strenuous. It looks like all you have to do is upload your resume. And this one is actually going to be on this particular one. If you see it, it's called First Stop Health. So make sure that you download the book in the bio, and that would actually be able to assist you. Guys that are in TikTok, we are actually going over the book that is actually in the Linktree link in the bio. And that's going to have all of your work from home jobs so far in the month of November. Let's see if I've got some other ones that are directly part-time. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Does anybody have anything in particular? I am going to try to go over maybe some ones that are kind of like non-phone jobs as well, since we've got a kind of bit of a direction. Here is another one that I've posted in that book. It's kind of on the, oop, oop, oop. Come on, Flipbook, don't do me. So my folks that are joining it via TikTok, I am looking at the flip book that is in the section. Give me 1 second. It looks like it froze on me. And we're going to go over the part-time role that I saw on the end here. And this is it. And it's called For ShareBright. And this one is also a part-time role as well. And this particular role, you will actually be doing some operations associating. And what they'll do is you'll manage individual and group deliveries ordered across all of our clients, both in New York City and outside of New York City. They do not make a mandatory that you have to be in New York, but it looks like you'll be doing some type of logistics for them and just kind of making sure that their deliveries are ordered. So it seems like ShareBright may be kind of a new and up and coming delivery service. Guys, let me explain something to you guys that you may not know. One thing in working from home, you have the pleasure, or the benefit rather, of knowing of companies that are coming in that may not be able to find the people that they need in their home area. So what they do is they start working from home. I remember when Instacart, before Instacart became this big sensation that it is today, Instacart was the same exact way. They were hiring people directly remote. And we knew what Instacart was before the rest of the entire world knew what Instacart was, because they just knew that they were not going to be able to get the manpower they needed, manpower that they needed, and not being able to get them from their brick and mortar location. Hey, brother, how are you doing? So you can actually go ahead and apply for this particular role. So one of the more fascinating sites that you guys actually love to ask me about all the time, and guys, I probably get more requests for non-phone jobs than a little bit, okay? And I don't know what it is about phone from jobs that don't require you being on the phone that you guys like crave. And to be on the honest side, as a person who worked from home for years, I absolutely hate non phone jobs. I absolutely hate them. And the reason that I hate them is because of the fact of the matter is that when you are actually getting when you're working from home, what happens is that, and you're doing it in a non verbal way, and you're actually typing, what happens is you actually have to have multiple conversations at one time, and that actually sucks. So sometimes you even get it where people are like, well, hey, I saw a job post where they said you had to have 10 conversations going on at one time. Maybe I'm just a one-track minded person because, I'm honest with you guys. Maybe I'm just a one-track minded person and I'm like, hey, I can't have multiple conversations at a time, right? I just cannot. Okay. I'm good to try to talk to you and type, or I'm good to talk to you and actually kind of get some work done. Okay. Anything past that, I'm no good. So I just don't understand how people are able to have multiple conversations at one time. But one of the most popular locations that are always hiring chat agents is going to be the chat shop. Okay, the chat shop was a small boutique company that came out a good while ago, and for some reason they have really taken over because they don't do anything but chat. Their entire team is fully remote. They take people from the UK and the United States. So for most of my fans who may be for the UK, they are going to be there available for you as well. They are not a recruiting agency. They actually get those people and they work with you directly. One of the things that you will have to do is you would have to be able to type 65 words per minute, which means that they are not giving you pre-filled wording to be able to send out to the customer. And you have to have a 90%, 97% accuracy, meaning that you can't make too many mistakes. You can't make too many mistakes. So that is one of the reasons why another that I will type pretty well, but I don't know if I'm going to hit 97 percentile every single time that I'm actually writing something out. So again, you're going to have your KPIs. You're also going to have to multitask and keep everything organized and neat. You must be resourceful, reliable. They are based in the United States and domicile the registry in Georgia, Texas, Florida, and Tennessee. So even though I live in South Carolina, this opportunity is actually not open to me. Oh, they do tell me. I do apologize. So the rate for this non-phone job is actually $10.65, which is pretty low. Let's be honest. You can get a phone job and make double that, especially if you're talking about American Express and things of that particular nature. You can definitely make double that. So they are 24/7 and they do have some flexibility. Now, what is the consistency of their work? I do not know. That I could not tell you. But they are hiring and they are fully remote. Again, for those folks who are just joining me, I am looking at the book that has been designed for our live today. I'll probably do another live going over some additional opportunities here, but this is what it is. That's what we're doing. And it is in the link in the bio. So, another work from home opportunity that I noticed in the last couple of days have been a data entry position. Let me go ahead and share that one with you as well. This one is for Rockford. And I think this is a school, Rockford Public School. And what happens is they're human resource folks. They actually need somebody to be able to go ahead and input that information. They are very bad as far as not giving too much information. They gave some responsibilities, but a lot of this stuff is just, I don't know. It was a lot of fluff when I looked at it. I didn't really want to post it because they were never very clear on what they wanted as far as when you're working from home for this particular position. So that was one of the kind of the ones that I was like, should I post them or should I not post them? But I know that you guys absolutely love remote work from home jobs that do not require you to be on the phone. So I did go ahead and post it. Use the system to verify customer records. Okay, what does that really mean? They do not have any salary on information on here as well, and it seems like their application process seems to be pretty simple as well. So if you're looking for something remote, Rockford Public School are looking for you. Let's see here. One of my favorite ones here. Let's do DoorDash. DoorDash is actually looking for a category assortment specialist. You will help build DashMart It is their first party grocery and convenience store. So that's something that the general public does not have any knowledge of, or do they? I don't think that they do. Hold on, let's do Dashmart. Let's see. Yeah, I guess they do. Hold on. Um, let's see. I guess they do have it kind of in a public place at Dashmart. What is Dashmart? It is a convenience store platform where they offer retail products and household essentials delivered straight to the customer's door. So I'm assuming the only different is it a place that they kind of have the stuff already stored or what? That's interesting because this looks like it's already. The circulated section will include grocery and household food. So are they going to local chains and doing this and saying, I want to go to the 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee kind of thing? Or are they gonna have a restaurant fee should Diamond pay the same fee that you would do if you were in the DoorDash marketplace? So it's only available in 8 cities right now, as this is saying. So again, I live Myrtle Beach, Charleston area, never heard of it. So if you're living in some of those bigger areas and you have heard of it, definitely they are hiring. So let's go over that particular position one more time. Hold on, let me find the slide. Let's see. Yeah, I cannot. Okay, there it goes. Alrighty. So they're actually looking for someone to help categorize and assort those things. They do want you to have a bachelor's degree and strong ownership mentality. You have to be really, really good with spreadsheets. So I'm assuming that that's how they're actually doing that. You have to be detail oriented. And that, of course, is just common knowledge, especially if you're putting information into a system. You definitely want to be detail oriented. And with this, you also want to have great written and verbal communication. They are paying pretty decent. This one is going to be $19 to $23 per hour, which is really good. I don't see that they have any limitations on where you can apply for this particular role. It says United States and it does say remote. I would say, my Californian people, if you are okay with that $19 to $23 range, then you are able to apply for this particular position. You'd actually probably love it. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at something else. One of my favorite companies, guys, and I guess because I've worked with them in the past in the insurance world, was Assurance. On the backside, I absolutely loved Assurance. I'm not quite certain of what it's like to work for them. So if you have worked with them, let us know in the comment section of what your actual experience was. But as of the most part, they're looking for a marketing quality specialist. Anybody who knows anything about marketing is kind of probably more or less getting the word out. Assurance was one of those folks that were paying really good before the pandemic as far as lead generators. That one has actually kind of died down. I haven't seen it. With it being AEP or open enrollment for Medicare, you would think that they would probably be more or less leaning towards maybe sales and lead generations, but at this point in time, they are actually not. They're looking for someone to do some marketing. With this one, they do not give any information as far as what the rate is, but this one is more or less if you have an understanding of marketing. So this one, I would not say this is not going to be a entry level position, despite the fact that they kind of downplay that it is. And what I mean by that is they say, hey, you got to have 1 year of experience in an insurance environment, 2 years in project management. And then project management is a plus. That's a repeat of information. And then a college degree or equivalent desired. And that equivalent just means work experience, guys. So does your work experience equate a college degree? And you're going to see that a lot more. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was letting him know that college degrees are great, but it's almost like now we're seeing a shift that they're kind of preferring work experience in some cases over having a college degree. So for my folks who are not college graduates, do not feel like the opportunities are limited out there for you, because they are not. They are not. I promise you they're not. So this one actually would be a great role. Let's see here. Here is another opportunity that is going to be a data entry. This link is taking forever to download, but it is important because it's a data entry job, but it's paying pretty decent. This one is a data entry role. I mean, a data entry role, excuse me, tongue twister, that's paying $19 an hour. Remember that other opportunity, if you've been with us for a while, that said that you had to have 65 words per minute. This one, you only have to have 60 words per minute. And they don't really care. They're not really talking about the score that you'd have on that. They just want to make sure that you can actually type 60 words per minute, which is fine. I don't think 60 words per minute is not a it's not a bad thing. And you guys do know how to take typing tests online, so you know what your work from home or your words per minute are. If you do not, let me know, and I'll let you know in the comment section. But if you do, everybody, if you're trying to work from home, you should know what your typing skills are going to be. You got to know. You absolutely have to know. So, with this particular role, you'll be working for the land trust and deed processors, and you'll just be kind of inputting that information. They do want you to be able to work well under pressure, because I'm pretty sure that there are deadlines. You have to be good with looking at county records, doing some data entry and scanning, some drafting and recording, shipping and receiving from correspondence. So, sending those things out, and then emailing clients and documents as they requested, and they are willing to train you for those particular roles. So one of the things that I want you to pay attention to with this particular role is they say that a background check, a social media internet search, and a drug screening are required for this employment. You guys have to start reading the fine print. What that definitely means is that if you are out here doing the big head bounce in a bikini, they're probably not going to hire you. I would say that if you're working from home, in any facet of working from home, you should have all of your social media platforms that are personal to you set on private. They slid that in there so nice that you don't even pay attention to it. So a lot of times people have a great resume, they have a great interview, and then these people are ready to hire you, and then they find out that your email address is Big Nasty 22. Who wants to hire someone like that? Nobody. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I worked, when we were doing that massive hiring through the pandemic, you die laughing based upon some of the emails that we've seen. Be, I don't want to say be classy about it, because that's your email address, that's your business, but a lot of times you have to be cautious about what you're putting out there to the general public, just because employers are looking at that stuff. Now, are they biased in doing that? Because there should be a separation of where you work and your personal life. But the downside to that too is you are also kind of sort of a representation of their company. And sometimes people feel like if you're not going to be a great representation of their company, then they kind of don't want you. Because I got mascara kind of stuck to my eye. I'm so sorry, and I can see it, so it's annoying. But that's definitely another reason why you want to make sure that you have your social media clean, that you probably scrub your social media of anything that would show you in a negative light. You're sitting on a bed with thousands cascading around you to show that you got your income tax money. That's not what they're thinking. That's not what they're thinking at all. Okay, that shows that you may be into something that may be a bit illegal. Okay, so definitely be cautious of that, and just what you represent yourself, because a lot of companies are going to slide this right on in here that they're doing an internet search check and kind of seeing what your background is before they actually hire you. And that's their prerogative. We can't be mad at them for that. But at the same time, too, we can protect ourselves. I'm not saying that all of your, I guess older folks would know that all your freak pictures can't show up. That's your business. That's all you. But at the same time, too, we want to make sure that we protect ourselves in a better light when we're on social media. Okay. So, musing on along for my folks that are in TikTok, I am actually looking at the book that is in the link below. Definitely join us. Tap your screen to like if you're enjoying the video. And thank you so much for staying with us. And together work, let's talk about this particular role. I think this one is going to be a great role. And they are US based. So with this particular role, you are going to be a payment specialist. So this is, and they start this off with, this is not your typical entry level sales position. It probably is not. So what they want to do is you actually be doing getting targets as far as payment. You would promote customer retention by kind of probably getting people to pay. So you'd be a expert level Rock Gym Pro user, and familiar with the aspect of climbing gyms or similar indoor facilities. You would have 3 years of sales experience. They do want you to have a bachelor's degree as well. So they are going to offer you all of the benefits with this particular role, your medical, your disability, your sick days. They even tell you how much you have. So they say you got 10 sick days annually, which is less than one a month. And then you've got 9 company paid holidays. And then you have 6 weeks of paternal leave. With this particular role, it is $40,000 to $50,000, again, depending upon your location. Plus, they're probably going to do a great side of the commission. So I'm going to be honest with you, the more part of this is probably going to be that commission side of the role. Okay, you're probably going to make all your bank in the commission part of this particular role, but that's exactly what they're looking for. Now, the downside to that is $40,000, $50,000 is really, really not that much. Not for a bachelor's degree. Don't judge me when I say that. Hold on one second. Let's talk about that, because I know that I'm going to get 1,000 questions about that at the end of this live. Of why did you say that? $40,000 is a lot. $40,000 in the grand scheme of things is not really a lot when you're talking about having a bachelor's degree. So that's about $3,000 a month, and that's not even taking taxes out. That's not even taking healthcare out. You'd probably be right at about 25, right at about $2,500 a month. So you'd start saying 2,500 a month divided by 4. You're talking about $600 a week. So in the big grand scheme of things, $625 a week with a bachelor's degree, mm, it's not really the best. So that's why I know that that particular role is definitely going to give you all of your bang in your buck as far as commission. So they're giving you just enough money to survive on, but all of their big boy money is going to come from actually being in that commission part. Now, there was an interesting role that I actually put in here. I'm not quite sure if anyone was actually going to get it. It's a company called Cupid. It is a company called Cupid. I saw this job and I chuckled a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I chuckled a lot of it. Okay. This particular role is for a remote, this is for a remote matchmaker. So if you feel like you are great at matchmaking, and you actually are gonna join the team and Discord community for a chat to kind of help you get there, they do not pay a salary for this particular role, but it is 100% commission based. But I thought this was like really cute, y'all. I don't know. I just found this so interesting. That a company would be like, yeah, we want a matchmaker. The does not it does not give you too much information. I'm kind of skipping through some of the questions. It's very basic information that they're asking for. I think I'm going to just test it out and see what it actually looks like. And see where it takes us. But it is Cupid. I don't know. I'm not a good matchmaker. Me being a single gal, I can't even match myself up. But I don't know. It's commission based, so I'm pretty sure that they're probably gonna train you. I don't know. I'm just want to be nosy. I thought it was cute, and I wanted to share it with you guys on the live. True Diva 18 agrees with me. She says, $40,000 is definitely not enough. The student loans, high rent costs, and inflation says it is not enough. Honey, let me tell you something. Even without inflation, with just that high rent cost, it is definitely not enough. Because you start talking about you're only making $2,500 a month, and you talk about your rent is what, $1,500. That only leaves you $1,000 to live and survive off of. You got car payments, you got, all the other necessities of life. It is definitely not enough. But again, with that particular role, the big gust to them is that they are wanting to just give you just enough money to keep you and to make sure that you're going to promote their company and to kind of get those commissions. But you're absolutely right. $40,000 is not enough. Does anybody have any roles in particular that they would like me to go over, True Diva? Thank you so much. Does anybody have any particular roles? Let me know in the comment section. For my folks in TikTok, is there any roles in particular that you would like me to go over? Do you have any questions about working from home that I may be able to answer? Y'all, I'm a truth teller, okay? And I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of people get mad when I say this because they say that it's not true. Working from home is not for everybody, okay? And I want people to completely understand that. Working from home is not for everybody. It takes a level of discipline to be able to work from home. Okay. It takes a level of discipline to be able to work from home that a lot of times people just do not have. There is nobody that's going to wake you up to go to work. And the bad part about it is you work in the comfort of your home. So there's definitely that level of limitations. So if you feel like working from home is not for you, I completely understand that. What I would tell you in the big grand scheme of things, if you're testing out working from home, get into a basic entry level position, and that will define whether or not working from home is for you. Okay? Because what happens is that everybody has made working from home this like grandio thing, like, oh, I gotta work from home, and working from home is so easy. It is not, guys, and let me explain to you. It's getting a lot harder. It's gonna get a lot harder. It is going to get a lot harder. It is going to get a lot harder. I don't know who this is and why they are in here. But it is going to get a lot harder. And what I mean by that is, I made a post the other day within the Facebook group. If you are not a part of the family, definitely click the link in the Linktree bio, and they would actually be able to assist you with getting into that. And so, um, what I mean by that is that I post that you can't work from home and live in Jamaica or something like that. Y'all don't know how many personal comments that I got, like detesting that comment. First of all, y'all, it was a joke. Okay? First of all, it was a joke. Second of all, guys, if you have not been aware, let me make you certainly aware. If you've had a mouse jiggler, they are firing you. There are ways that we as managers would be able to see all of that stuff. Now they are, now they have it where they can actually pinpoint your location. And there's even software that beats you from even having a VPN. There's just so many different things that companies are able to actually put out that you would be surprised at what they're doing. If you guys do not know, I'll tell you a little bit of my business because I know I'm a pretty a private person, and I apologize about that. I no longer work for an employer. I am the employee. And there are safety precautions that we have in place to make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to do. Because what happens is they're paying all of this money and people are not doing what they're supposed to do. You don't know how many countless meetings we've had with where companies have been frustrated that they paid people to stay in a training for 6 weeks just for a person to quit as soon as they're supposed to hit the phones. It is the most hilarious thing to me. And you try to tell them, you go into it and up front and say, well, hey, you're not gonna, these people are not gonna stay. They're not gonna stay. They're not. Matter of fact, I know because I did it. I was the queen of doing two jobs from this two work from home jobs at the same time and then picking whichever job was the easiest. True diva, that is going to be a hard one, my girl, because a lot of the work from home positions are going to require that you have to be kind of be still. Not to say all of them are like that, they're kind of very far in between. I will give you some research and data entry positions, absolutely, because we do have a lot of those available. But as far as moving from kind of location to location, I'm going to tell you the best thing that you can do is be a freelancer. So if you've got some skills that you can kind of hound on, like if you are if you are good at answering the phones or if you're good at social media, you can actually go and you can actually be a freelancer. And being a freelancer just allows you to be able to work from wherever you want to work. I own an outsourcing agency and I pretty much can work or from wherever I would prefer to work. It's definitely left up to me where I want to work at. Guys, if you are joining me live on TikTok, the link to the jobs that we're talking about is going to be in that link tree link. It is the ebook, so it is the first one that you actually seeing. Let's go over some remote jobs for my girl True Diva 18 that is in our YouTube account. Let's see here. We did go over the Rockford one. Let's see. Let's see. Did I go over all of my I didn't put too many in here, guys. I'm sorry. I did not. Oh, Conduit. This is an easy one. Conduit is a entry level position. They're in more or less a entry level company. Okay. Believe it or not, I love Conduit. When someone says, "Well, hey, what's a good company to work for?" and I just started working from home, Conduit is probably one of the top 10 that I actually come up with. And Conduit does, if you notice, remember we had the other chop job where you had to have 65 and then 60. Now, Conduit only requires that you have to have a 40 a word per minute typing skills. So that makes them perfect for maybe an entry, excuse me, makes them perfect for a entry level position. So they do ask that you have to have some data entry or admin experience previously. And just the basics, you got to know Word, Excel, Outlook, Word. And again, that 40 words per minute. They do want you to be able to multitask. They want you to have a high school diploma or a GED. And they do want you to pass a criminal background check and a drug screening. And Conduit is a great opportunity. I do not think that you probably don't necessarily have to be tied down to this particular position, but you do want to make sure that you're in a place that you're going to have some strong internet. This is a remote work from home position. They are paying $14 per hour. And the only downside to is it is a night shift position and it is a data entry opening. So that is also a great one for you. So if you're kind of looking for something, and it does not say that you have to be hardwired. So I'm thinking that you may have um a little bit of a little bit of room to wiggle when it comes to not whether or not you have to be in a particular location. One of the things too that you want to make sure of, and Conduit was very bad about this. And let me kind of zoom in. Thank you, Apple, for the zoom in feature. Here is one of the issues that you are going to face when going through Conduit, not if you are applying to them. So let me be clear when I say this. If you are applying to Conduit or any company in particular and they are responding to you, that is one thing. But the other problem is that for the last couple of years, we are seeing a high level of people that are actually being scammed from companies or from people rather who are wanting to be work from home. I'm actually working with a company right now who is having an issue, and what's happening is all of their people are reaching out to me, little bitty old me, and asking me how to help them because they are being scammed by by someone who is pretending to work for this particular company. What they will do is they'll go on the website, and any name that they see on the website, they will impersonate that person and pretend to do that. So definitely make sure that when you're looking and you're responding to people, make sure that they have that company's name at the end of their URL. So if I don't know, let me use if Virtual Careers was hiring you, I would be emailing you from my Virtual Careers email address. I would not be emailing you from my own personal email. That's the one thing that they cannot mimic because they have to buy that domain in order to create an email to send it to you. And scammers, they work hard, but they don't work that hard. Okay. Miss Joan says, I am joining you now. Just joining now. Will this be posted after the stream? It should be, Miss Joanne. Absolutely. And another great task is that the book that we're talking about is in the comment section or in the description. So you can always download that and you actually be able to get this particular book as well. So absolutely, Miss Joanne. I'll do anything for you. So just be mindful of that. There are a lot of scammers that are coming out and pretending to be certain companies. I brought up Conduit because I knew that they had an issue a while back. I think they have solved the issue, and I think they found the person that was impersonating someone that worked for their company. But again, I want to make sure that I informed you guys because that's kind of my job. Or I've taken on that job. I've saluted myself as tribute to that. Let's talk about partner hero. Uh-oh. Got too many tabs up. That's number one issue. Let me close some of these tabs. And let me refresh. And I'm going to leave Conduit on for just a moment so you can actually be able to see that. And Miss Joanne, this is the book that I'm actually referring to. So if you see that in the comment section, it'll take you there and you can kind of just flip through and you'd actually be able to look at any of the openings that are available so far in the month of November. I pretty much have gone over almost all of the ones here for the first page. I'm going to stay on for a few more moments. If anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask me, definitely let me know. And I will actually be able to do that for you. Go over any questions. Now, when we talk about mass hiring, there is someone in particular that is going to be doing some mass hiring, or there may be a niche in particular that may be actually doing some mass hiring. And the people that would actually be doing the mass hiring, and it's anything that is going to have to do with anything that has to do with taxes. To go ahead and answer Miss Joanne's question, this is the first time that I'm actually doing this live, Miss Joanne. I'm going to try to do them multiple times per week from now on. I've actually had a great time with you guys. So I'll probably do them a little bit more consistently. Today, nobody knew that I was going to be on live until about an hour or two before I actually did it. And that's just because I've been kind of busy. Not gonna lie. But I'll start to do them a lot more often, so that you guys will have kind of someone to actually kind of go over this information with. Okay. I promise I'll keep you informed, Miss Joanne. Thank you. And if you are not, please join the Facebook family or the Virtual Clicks family. And there you would actually be able to see all of our job postings, as well as you'll be notified first when there are any live streams that are going to be going up. So one of the companies that I kind of like is Working Solutions, and Working Solution kind of allows you. I know that we talked about when we are talking independent contractors, and if you don't know what an independent contractor is, an independent contractor means that you do not have the same benefits as an employee. So that means that if you were to get hurt on the job, you're just without a job. You don't get disability of having a 1099 job. And what I recommend, okay, don't tell nobody I said this, is that if you are working a full-time job and you feel as though that you're just not making the money that you want to make, I always get me a 1099 job. So I always have a full-time position with a company, and then I always have a company like Working Solutions on the side, so that if I've got a bill in particular that's coming up and I know that it's coming up and I know I need to pay it, I will go and pick up a couple hours in a company like Working Solutions or LiveOps to be able to get those things done. So that's why companies like Working Solutions are really, 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 really important, because it gives you the ability to be able to kind of work a full-time job and pick up some hours that may be in addition to, and to get in is not really that hard. It really is not. So one of the things that Working Solution has done for several years now is they had take over the Intuit TurboTax project, meaning that you take in all inbound calls for TurboTax. Now, does that mean that you have to know about the TurboTax software? No. What happens is they probably get an abundance of calls of where is my refund or when is my refund and things of that particular nature, and you have to answer them. So what they do is they do an application with you. You do a basic assessment, and then on top of that, you get access to the portal, and then you get a tech scan. All of these things can be done within 24 hours. Okay, being completely honest with you, all of them can be done within 24 hours. So this contract runs until April the 17th of 2023. You do have that flexible schedule that True Diva 18 was actually looking for. You can create your own schedule. You can work anything between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. I look like I'm buffering. Okay, I'm back. Monday through Sunday, and you do have some weekday and weekend options that are available. You are going to earn anything between $19 per productive hour. So okay, that is the difference between being an employee and being an independent contractor. An independent contractor, you're being paid by the minute that you worked. So the minutes that you're actually working. Okay, so they even tell you in the peak time for them, you're getting paid 30 cents per 1 cent worth of talk time. And then again, you have additional incentives if you're doing additional hours and things of that particular nature. But for the most part, you're only getting $30 worth of talk time. And then in the off peak, you're getting 26 cents per talk time and then 27 cents per talk time if you are bilingual. And that is an incentive. So you do have to have your personal computer. You have to be able to do Windows 10 and Windows 11. For my folks who are Mac users, if you guys cannot, I don't think you guys can tell based upon how I'm looking on the screen right now. I am a die-hard Apple fan. I don't particularly like their phones, but I absolutely love a Apple computer. And if you are having, if you're getting a position like this and they're asking you for this particular stuff, there is a software that you can use where you can download it on your computer and it would allow you to have access to Windows 10 to be able to work a position like this. So I personally have worked for Working Solution using an Apple computer. I use a software called Parallel, and it allows me to have a Windows screen or Windows portal. I think it's, I don't know how to say it. It's a Windows portal on your device without necessarily having a without having an actual window as far as a Windows computer. Okay, so you must have a smartphone to accept text messages about the program. And what that means is they will text you to let you know if there's any additional hours that are available. And then there's also a soft token that you may need to do to get on their actual screen. So let's go over some of the computer specs that they may have. And they kind of go over that with you guys with someone else. And let's see, what are their computer requirements? That you've got to have a Windows 10 or Windows 10 Pro, and those particular things. So that you do actuality have to have a Windows computer. At this point, does anybody have any questions for me that I may be able to assist you guys with? There's about a couple good viewers here on the live. Do you have any jobs in particular that you would like for me to go over with you? Guys, as you can see, this is the November 2022 book one. I am going to probably do another book. I'll probably go over some more of the job leads in the next live. But after this point, I probably will create another one for probably week two. And this will just kind of be a great source of being able to find and what do you mean, Ms. Joanne, would Comcast be okay? Are you talking about the internet provider Comcast? Are we talking about the internet provider Comcast? So, yes. So, one thing about Comcast, Miss Joanne, is it is just like it is with Spectrum. I've had Spectrum for probably the last 8 years of my life. It's going to be a hardwired connection for internet. So, you would be perfectly fine. It just generally means that all you have to do is just be connected via Ethernet cord and you should be perfectly fine. So Comcast would be fine. Just make sure that your speed is solid enough because I know sometimes Comcast internet can be a little bit on the slow side. So other than that, I think you'd be perfectly fine. You'd actually be perfectly fine. Does anybody have any other questions for me? Okay. So kind of going back, this is the particular book that you actually would be able to are there any work from home jobs full time that are healthcare related? Absolutely, Miss Joanne. I will go over a few of them with you in just a second. Absolutely. Let's divulge into that. So, kind of going over this particular book. That's true. That's true, True Diva. Comcast is just tend to be they just tend to be a lot slower. I don't know what it is about their internet. I'm gonna tell you something else that is really close to them is Frontier. I live on the East Coast where I don't know, I can't get Comcast where I live at, but I definitely can get Frontier. And Frontier is definitely slow. Definitely slow. So I'll go over some of the healthcare jobs that we do have available in the book so that you actually would be able to go ahead and review a couple of those. So we talked about the American Red Cross. So you would actually, that would be more or less in the healthcare area as well. Vitality was a healthcare role that was more or less management wise. So absolutely a good place to start as well. Carrot Fertility. I think they're a fertility place. They are. So this one was a pretty cool job. This one is not entry level as well, but it is a management position. And what they do is they actually help families that may be having fertility issues. And what you do is you actually manage a group of their you actually handle a group of their folks that are handling their particular clients. It's kind of the way that they kind of worded that. And so this is definitely a work from home job that I absolutely love, and the salary of pay are going to probably be in the six figures for you here. So if you've got that management experience, you definitely would want to apply for this particular role. Now, this one, I would probably say, even if you are internationally, you would be able to apply for this particular role just because they are a company that is very much in North America, Asia, Europe, South America, and the Middle East. So they probably will take you in any of those particular locations. But this one is also a great that hold on guys, I'm sorry, I went over that and y'all did not even see that. So this one is what it actually looks like, the job itself. And again, you can see here the 93,000 to 103,000 here. So great position if you're looking for something in management. Let's see. I don't know if we did this one. Did I do this one with you? I did not. Hold on. This one is a entry level in healthcare. This one is with the American Cancer Society. And this one is a permanent remote position. So they don't want you to get an understanding that it may not be in the United States. So you definitely can be anywhere in the United States. So for my folks that are in California, this one is going to be a great role for you as well. They are very strategic in their information here, but for the most part, this role is paying $18.75. And you'll just be kind of handling high call volumes, income driven programs. You'll do advanced volunteer interest and related websites and software. They are very detailed as far as what they are actually wanting. Guys, if you see me looking down, that's because my cell phone is here and I'm on live on TikTok. So they are flexible to work anything between 7 a.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that does include weekends and holidays. So this one is more or less going to be not so much healthcare, but it's a health company. So that one's kind of bordering whether it's healthcare or not, Mrs. Joanne. Let me go find one that is really healthcare. Uh, uh, uh. Ooh, well, I'm gonna tell you this one may not be. I think they may have. I know that they have this in the bilingual. Hold on, I'm trying to see if it's gonna click for me. Give me 1 second. So, guys, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret. My first work from home job was actually with a company called Teletech. Okay. Now, for some reason, they have changed their names to TTEC. I don't know why. Well, I know why. They had a lawsuit, y'all. So let's just be honest. They had a lawsuit because what would happen is they would ask us to come in ahead of time and leave on time, but they would never charge us or they would never pay us for the time that they wanted us to log into the system. So what happens is it is illegal. So just for preferences that you guys know this ahead of time. It is illegal for a company to tell you to show up to work 15 minutes before time and not pay you for it. So it is just a common assumption that if you start work at 8 o'clock, that you would log in early in order to be on time for work if you start at 8 o'clock. That's fine, right? It's illegal for a company to infer that you need to log in early. Does that make sense? So the problem was is that Teletech would tell us that we needed to log in at a particular time when they were not paying us for it. Now, most of us were adults, so we knew that we needed to log in at a certain point in time. But what would end up happening is that they would demand that we log in 15 minutes ahead of time and not pay us for that 15-minute time. And someone said, oh, no, 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 no. And all of us got a check for it. Now, did I sign up for that lawsuit? I did not. Because I think I was just I was gonna show up 15 minutes regardless, just because that's just my A-type personality. But other people felt a type of way, especially when people got written up for not being early on that 15 minutes. So when you start writing up people for that type of stuff, that's when it starts to get a little bit on the cranky side. So that's how Teletech actually became TTEC. So and I think some of the stuff you may even see Teletech, maybe it didn't. Looks like they all have gone over and hit the TTEC, but they are a solid company that I think that lawsuit has taught them a lot. But this is a healthcare position. Now, I know that this one is saying bilingual, but again, if you kind of come in here and search, you'll find the one that's just English only. I did want to add a couple of the bilinguals. Teletech is one of those companies that have been around for a very long time. If you guys have not known, I've worked from home for well surpassed 15 years. Okay, well surpassed 15 years. And Teletech was one of my first work from home positions that my cousin got me started on because I think she worked for Teletech. And when Teletech did Best Buy campaigns, and I got on Teletech, and the company that I worked for was like a bank, a small bank for students. And it was the most annoying job that I ever had because you had students who would just, they didn't have apps back in that day where you could go and check your balance on the app. And I worked for Teletech, and what would happen is you'd have college students who would be like in this line at Target or Walmart, and they would be calling in just to see what their balance is. So 90% of my calls at that point in time was students who were calling in just to confirm what their balance was. And they, most of the time it was they got a big student loan and the college just made them put it on debit cards and use it via debit card. So they never actually issued them a check. Okay. Little backstory for you guys, but but Teletech is one of those solid companies. Here they are looking for a healthcare customer service representative. They do hire within the 41 states. They do not hire in Alaska, California, and Hawaii. For my Californians, I am do apologize. Alaska and Hawaii, I never get any of you guys that are looking for roles. But you do have to have a high speed internet connection with this. You have to have 6 months of customer service experience. You do have to understand HIPAA. So if you're asking for a healthcare position, you definitely know what HIPAA is, right? Diploma. You have to be computer savvy. This one is saying English and Spanish, but there is probably a one that's just English only. And this particular role is going to pay you anything from $15 to $17 per hour. So you do have that particular benefit as well. I don't know who's trying to join our live here. What down, twin? Virtual prayers in this motherfucker. What's going on? So that was weird. People just randomly joining lives on TikTok. So going back and looking at some of the other openings that we have available. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to find something, guys. You guys asked for a guys asked for a healthcare role. Give me just a second as I look through. Miss Joanne, I don't want to be actually to be more specific because healthcare could be anything, right? Healthcare could be anything. CVS is a good company as well. CVS is starting out at $17 an hour and $27 an hour. So good chunk of change. Good chunk of change. With this one, you'd actually just be doing kind of things that, you know, just kind of doing all of the billing when it comes to them. It is more or less healthcare. I hate how they actually have this written. I feel like whoever made this job description could have put us a little bit more spacing into it, or maybe there was just a shortage in kind of getting this done. They prefer someone with a bachelor's degree. Let's talk about this for a second, guys. They prefer it, but their requirement is you have to have a high school diploma. So, not having a bachelor's degree does not disqualify you. They do want you to have some healthcare experience as well with this particular role. And with this one, you'd actually just be handling all of their intakes as far as rep building, and just kind of handling all of the things that it comes with the billing department. Okay, Miss Joanne gave me a response. Thank you, Miss Joanne. She says, I mean, such as customer service, where customers call relating to the status of a claim. Okay, let's go digging. A status of a claims. So maybe a claims representative. Hold on. I've got a patient accessor. We did go over First Stop Health. You weren't here. I don't think you were here for that one, Miss Joanne, but we did go over that one. Let's talk about Change Healthcare. They are a great one too. This one is patient access representative. And what you'd actually be doing is actually assisting them with getting into the system, their scheduling, verifying their insurance eligibility. And with this one, you do have to have a high school diploma with a year of contact center, 1.5 years of experience. They do have to have a typing speed of 25 words per minute. So that's definitely gone down since the beginning of our life. Um, then you have to have 5 megabytes per second as far as upload, which is kind of the bare minimum, Miss Joanne. So that you having that Comcast, you definitely would be able to get into this particular role. They do want in English and Spanish, but that is not a requirement. They will take both of them, and as you can see, they are hiring pretty much everywhere in the United States. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. So these are all of the locations that they're actually hiring in. So your state should be in that bit of the states there. Hold on. And as you can see, they do have a flexible work environment. I'm assuming that's what they're meaning. Now this particular role, they do not state whether they do provide their equipment. Let me double check. I don't want to tell you a lie. I've looked at about 20,000 jobs today. They do not. So are you looking for something that will provide the equipment, Miss Joanne? We can find you something as well. I don't know if I posted anything today that would do that. But this is a health one, and this one will go up from anything from about 32,000 to about $57,000. So this one is a great, so it would be helpful if you had that one. So this is what I'll do, Miss Joanne, is I'm gonna look for that one when we come on another live. Today is Tuesday. I will definitely be live on Thursday. So let's go live Thursday, and I will have some job openings that have some healthcare experience for you that also is going to provide you with actual the equipment as well. Let me double check. Ooh, Let's see, Global Life Insurance. They are looking for an insurance. They're looking for an insurance verification specialist. So pretty easy. What you would do is you'd get call from customers, and you would just verify their documents, get them to submit documents to you. This one you only have to have 35 words per minute. They say that it's located in Omaha, Nebraska. I think that's where their call center at. But this position is definitely remote because it's remote. And this is Global Life Family Company. So this one is pretty good. I don't think that they are gonna. I don't know. They don't say anything about providing equipment. And guys, sometimes companies don't provide that because they know that people are actually looking for them to provide it. Um, and again, there are con artists that kind of go and apply for a position and take the computers and things of that nature. So I'm going to tell you, in the next couple of years, you're going to see a surplus. Okay, you're going to see a surplus of companies that are probably going to start taking computers out of your paychecks. They're going to give you the option to show up and work for them without it. If you need a computer, they will send you one, but they're going to start taking that out of your check because they're losing money hand over fist and sending out computers. That's just an FYI. So when it happens, call me and tell me. Let's see here. This one is a customer service position as well. It's kind of a low on the lower end side. This is a customer service, and this is American Specialty Healthcare. Let me see if they are going to provide you with any type of software. They don't say so. This one is kind of on the lower end side too. They're only paying $14.50. But what happened is you would be responding to practitioners via the telephone that may be trying to do some credentialing or recredentialing and things of that particular nature. So you'd actually be answering the phone for them. I'm pretty sure anything in healthcare is probably going to send you a computer. Let's be honest about that too. Anything in healthcare is going to do that, especially if they say anything along the lines of HIPAA. Okay. Just because most companies that are in healthcare want to be able to control the narrative, they're screaming work from home here. So I'm pretty sure that they're probably going to send you a computer just because they want to be able to control the amount of information that's going in and going out. And the only way that they can actually do that is by actually providing you a computer. Okay, so you should not have any issue. This one is a great opportunity. It probably is on the lower end side, which is that $14.50 an hour. But one of the great things, I lied. The company provided technology required equipment. So they are going to provide you your equipment, Mrs. Joanne. So this is perfect for you. Hold on, you're on Facebook, so I can send this to you direct. This one is perfect for you, Miss Joanne. They actually do. I know I saw one. It's crazy how my brain works. So this one is actually going to be perfect for you. So they do actually provide you with your company provided technology equipment. AKA, we're going to send you a computer. So that actually worked. That's a good one. Does anybody else have any requests that they like as far as a job opening that they want to look for? Any requests? Thank you, Miss Joanne. You made me work for it, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was able to find something that you liked. Does anybody have any requests? We've been on live for about an hour and 35 minutes. I'm going to try to wrap it up. Does anybody have any questions about working from home that I may be able to answer? And I'll be able to be very direct with you about that. I try to be I mean, sometimes I have to soften the blow. I was telling somebody that I have to soften my blow sometimes. So I will try my level best to soften the blow if you need me to. If you need me to soften the blow. Does anybody have any requests or any questions about that? If you are not and you're joining us live last and you are not a part of the Virtual Clicks family, definitely click the link to the join us in the Virtual Careers family. If you do not have the book that we are actually going over right now, it is a great book to have. It goes over a lot of positions. Some of them have salaries on them, some of them did not. Me and my VA that helped me with this, which is Psalms, we got so tired, y'all. And I guess it was something that I wanted to do last minute. And so we worked tediously trying to get all of the leads that we possibly can in there. And to find our Facebook group, you can actually go in the back of the book here and click on the F for Facebook, and you can actually join our Facebook family. So the link, hold on, let me give you the link if you do not have it here. I'm sorry, Mrs. Joanne. Here's the book. Someone's actually messaging me on Facebook. Holy cow. Hold on. Someone was trying to make me a graphic. But this is what I see on the admin side of Facebook, and I can see that I'm actually live on Facebook, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. And one of my VA or my moms actually shared the live. I love it. Don't you love it when your team just does a good job? Don't you just love it? Oh, it's fine, Miss Joanne. You can always stay here on Facebook and that will work out just as fine. But as you can see, my VA does come in here and she actually posts jobs all the time of positions. Some of the positions that you are going to see today are in that group and some of them are not. Miss Joanne, if you're not on Facebook, are you on TikTok? So there are several positions that you actually can apply for in here. There are so many different openings, guys. I'm always here to try to assist you as the best as I possibly can with going ahead and making sure. Oh my goodness, Miss Joanne. So we're just gonna have to meet each other in live stream. And that's perfectly fine. You're gonna make me work for it. I'm okay with that, Miss Joanne. I am okay with that. So again, guys, this is the group. If you guys would like to join, there are about 32,000 other people that are in that particular group. I was live on I'm live on TikTok until I accepted people to join the live, excuse me. So it was not my fault. Well, it was my fault. Hold on one second. So the book, the link that I sent you in Facebook, it starts with the designer page ID. Click on that, and what happens is, let me go back to it. You can actually come here and you can actually click the download button, which is at the bottom of your screen. Let me see. Can I zoom into this? Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Oh, Apple, come on. So the download button is going to be here. And what you do is you'd actually be able to click that and download this, and all of the links should be digital. Now, when you download that, I'm not sure if those links are going to work. I haven't tried that, Ms. Joanne. I don't want to lie to you and tell you that. But if you keep it in the flip version that you're seeing, all of the links are going to be all of the links are clickable within the system. If they're underlined and you touch them and they turn yellow, they are clickable. She did an amazing job at doing this particular book. And if you hear it, it actually sounds like a book is actually turning. So we'll probably do another couple of books of this particular nature. So guys, I am not going to stay too long. I've decided to kind of stay about 2 hours, which is a lot for me. And so I'm thankful for everybody who's decided to join the live. I've got a couple OGs who have been with me from the beginning of time. I'll be going live again tomorrow. We'll go over some more of the jobs that are going to be located within this particular book. If you do have some friends and family who are wanting to get into the work from home environment, let me know. I'll do my level best to give them the truth of that reality. If you've got any questions, you can write those down. Let's meet tomorrow. Let's talk about that. If there is nothing else, guys, you have a great rest of your night and happy applying. Good night. See you guys tomorrow. Good Lord's will. Bye bye.